Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Solo Sikoa is known for his intimidating persona and refusal to ever break character. It is hard to see him crack a smile on TV, but during a live event match against LA Knight, the enforcer broke character and seemingly recreated an iconic Triple H moment from 19 years ago. The Street Champ lost to LA Knight at a WWE live event again, having a record of 0-15 against the megastar overall. As a finisher, Knight introduced a new jumping blunt force trauma, BFT. However, what really caught fans' attention on X/Twitter was Solo Sikoa's selling of the move, which was nearly identical, albeit shorter, to Triple H's oversell in a dark match on Raw 19 years ago. Triple H's oversell was during a dark tag team match featuring himself, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair. They took liberties during that match, with the Nature Boy even having his backside exposed. WWE superstar Solo Sikoa was given a warning by Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is a two-time WWE champion who has a chance at winning his third world title at WrestleMania 40. However, the Scottish Warrior could have won his third world title in WWE back in the summer of 2022, all until Solo Sikoa debuted and cost Drew the match by assisting Roman Reigns. While speaking on the Gorilla Position podcast, McIntyre put the enforcer on notice ahead of his match against Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania XL. Obviously, I want to get him, but different mind frame now, bigger picture, focus on the Raw roster, the world title, what's best for it. Of course, I want to drop him, but there's Cody Rhodes right there. This win would mean so much for Drew McIntyre to get me forward, to get me that title, to save Raw and the world title itself, so I have to keep my head on in the chaos, Drew McIntyre said. 522-540. McIntyre now finds himself in a position where he chooses to stay away from the bloodline to focus on his World Heavyweight Championship bout, while the Visionary is feuding against the Samoan faction, something that was recently the topic of one of their promos together on Raw. The usually stone-faced enforcer of the bloodline, Solo Sikoa, shocked the WWE Universe when he unexpectedly broke character in a rare and emotional moment on WWE SmackDown. Fans were left in awe as Solo paid tribute to one of the most legendary segments in WWE history, Triple H's infamous return in 2005 at Madison Square Garden. It was an unprecedented sight, as the Samoan powerhouse, who rarely shows emotion, stepped out of his usual demeanor to honor the game in a way no one expected. The build-up, bloodline turmoil, and Solo's unlikely tribute. For months, the bloodline had been embroiled in chaos. With Roman Reigns still absent following his loss at WrestleMania, Solo Sikoa had taken control of the faction, flanked by Jimmy Uso, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. However, the cracks in their alliance were beginning to show. Jey Uso had made his presence known on Raw, and a returning Jacob Fatu was rumored to challenge Solo's leadership. WWE hyped up SmackDown as a must-see event, teasing that Solo had a major statement to make regarding the future of the bloodline. Fans expected another brutal beatdown, another chilling stare, or another shocking betrayal. But what they got was something completely different, something no one saw coming. The moment, a shock for the WWE Universe. As the main event approached, the lights in the arena dimmed. Solo Sikoa's music hit, and the silent assassin of the bloodline walked down the ramp with his usual stoic expression. Dressed in a black leather jacket, jeans, and a serious demeanor, he stood in the ring, microphone in hand. For a few seconds, there was silence. Then, he spoke. For months, I've heard people say the bloodline is done. That we've fallen apart. That Roman Reigns isn't coming back. That this family is broken. His voice was deep, deliberate, more words than he usually spoke in a single promo. The crowd buzzed with curiosity. This wasn't the usual Solo Sikoa. There was something different about him. Then, the unexpected happened. The iconic sound of Motorhead's The Game blasted through the speakers. The arena erupted in confusion and excitement. Solo Sikoa smirked, then slowly tilted his head down before spitting a massive mist of water into the air, the classic Triple H entrance pose. A tribute to Triple H's iconic return. The moment was instantly recognized by fans who had witnessed Triple H's legendary return to WWE in 2005 after his career-threatening quadriceps injury. That night in Madison Square Garden, the Game had walked down to the ring in a black leather jacket, standing tall as the fans erupted in thunderous applause. It was a moment that signified his dominance, his resilience, and his place in WWE history. Now, 19 years later, Solo Sikoa was recreating that exact moment, paying tribute to the man who had changed the industry forever. The crowd's initial shock turned into pure excitement. A chant of SOLO. SOLO echoed through the arena, something that rarely happened for the feared enforcer of the bloodline. It was a surreal moment. Solo, a man who barely acknowledged the audience, was basking in their energy, embracing a side of himself that had never been seen before. Why did Solo break character? Backstage sources later revealed that Solo Sikoa had long admired Triple H. While his character in WWE rarely showed emotion, the real-life Solo, Joseph Fatu, had grown up watching the Game dominate the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras. With Triple H now leading WWE creatively, Solo saw this as an opportunity to honor the man who had paved the way for stars like him. Additionally, this moment wasn't just about nostalgia, it was symbolic. Triple H's return in 2005 was about resilience, about proving people wrong, about standing tall when the world thought you were finished. In many ways, that was exactly what the bloodline needed to do. With Roman Reigns absent and the faction seemingly crumbling, Solo was making a statement: the bloodline was not dead. The aftermath: what does this mean for the bloodline? After the tribute, Solo Sikoa's demeanor shifted back to his usual menacing presence. He picked up the microphone once more. This family is not done. I am the new tribal chief. And anyone who doesn't like it will be dealt with. Before he could continue, a familiar theme hit, Jey Uso's music. The crowd exploded as Jey, Solo's estranged brother, walked down the ramp, staring at his younger sibling with intensity. The two had not been in the ring together since Jey had left the bloodline. Jey stood on the apron, looking around the hyped-up crowd. He then did something unexpected. He pointed at Solo and mimicked Triple H's signature suck it taunt. The arena erupted as Solo's expression turned from amused to furious. SmackDown ended in chaos as Jimmy Uso and Tama Tonga rushed to the ring, while Jey fought them off, making it clear that the war within the bloodline was far from over. Final thoughts: a moment fans will never forget. WWE fans are used to seeing Solo Sikoa as an emotionless destroyer, a silent assassin who does Roman Reigns' bidding. But on this night, he showed something different: respect, nostalgia, and even a bit of fun. His tribute to Triple H was more than just a cool moment. It was a message: the bloodline story wasn't over, and Solo Sikoa was ready to carve his own path. With Jey Uso returning to the SmackDown scene and tensions at an all-time high, it's clear that the bloodline civil war is far from over. And if Solo's actions were any indication, he is not just another enforcer, he's ready to lead. For one night, the stoic enforcer became a fan again. And in doing so, he created a moment that will be remembered for years to come.